I apologize for my appearances. I was kidnapped and tortured as a little boy. I was denied an education after being made deaf when they didn't teach me sign language. I was homeless for 2 years. I now have Parkinson's and glaucoma. I don't know who these enemies were, how they came to choose me, but choose me they did. They came after me from the behind. I'd never seen them before. I was just trying to go to school when I was a little boy, 11 years old, 98 pounds, slaughtering attacks. One of them, I worked like a pig, night and day for 2, 3 weeks. He lobs some junk at me and says, "You're my slave." I don't know how they. I sort of know who some of them are. You know, the Dan Savage crowd in Seattle are part to what they do. They raped the deaf girl who taught me sign language and came over to me and said a cop did the raping. It's a ruthless gang of people put together by Ragusta, Croquet Ragusta, the Yoko Ono woman. And basically, Britain and Russia, it looks like, decided that they would ask Israel to donate me as an American from Bush's ship in the Navy as a little boy for their crusade experiment. And they got all of these Texas veterans from Vietnam to say, yeah, let's make a laughing stock out of the little boy on the Peace March. And if you're thinking Pittsburgh, yes, that's right, it was Pittsburgh. Something about that just says Pittsburgh, doesn't it? The molesting of a child, the using him as a grand parade of lifeless, deaf white suckness for what they called an assembly line of death, as the persona was subjected to successive degradations by Pope Carl. Doesn't that just scream Pittsburgh, Britain, and Russia? It does, it really does. It seems to emblazon, even though they scribble my name on their ferocious obscenities. It screams Pittsburgh, Britain, and Russia. It just screams it at you. Zionist, Tel Avivis. And it's noxious stuff. They look down their noses at Americans. That's how they are. That's their whole damnness. Then they play, oh, you're being bigoted towards us. As they sneer and snivel at you and humiliate you in the weirdest ways you can imagine, often carnal in direction. And the cops and the politicians back them up. They say, well, he's a white man with blonde hair and he's deaf and he's a sissy. So what we want is an Indian woman who knows the streets and knows when a guy is immature. Oh, how they hate those immature guys. And they line up with really sassy Holocaust survivors, children. Really sassy. They follow you. They jump out of the hedges at you. They release German shepherds come barking at you. I grew up in their neighborhoods, how I know. What did you do? He said, okay, I'll try to remember your birthday. And they insisted. Now let's talk about what they're selling. It's a ferocious package that the British came up with. It's absolutely ferocious. It's an absolutely disgusting, deranged, ugly, horrifying, abusive, maniacal construct. Their construct is they're defending the people who started AIDS because John Lennon represented them and was killed by them. Poof. Beam me up, Scotty. Puff of smoke, Houdini. Let me explain their construct. Okay, and every word of this is true. It seems paradoxical, but it's not. Their construct is they're defending the people who released AIDS because John Lennon was killed by them and he represents them. Each one of those details can be ferreted out separately. They're representing the people who started AIDS. How do we know that? Well, just cursory glance at the evidence. Gay, ill, Carolyn Burston. And the dude talking about transforming the human race by injecting the blood before AIDS happened. Colluding with them on Mount Desert Island, and Penis Gabriel calling it an experience park. Okay, so defending the people who started AIDS. You can get into it real deep, and the evidence is pernicious. They rub our faces in it. It's not like they're hiding it. Because John Lennon was killed by those people. They have Gail Burston, Seattle Center, in the role and shoes of Midori Goto playing her violin. Because John Lennon was killed by them, according to the script written by Gail Burston, which they knew all about. Yoko Ono didn't even have to look at it to know what it said. She already had her minstrels moving on orchestrating the storyline about the deaf white suck reject. So they're defending the people who started AIDS because they killed John Lennon. And lo and behold, construct 3, because John Lennon represents them. He would be first to say, queer bait is just a sissy who's whining about Leslie. Oh boy. Now, the monsters who pretend to be my friends, monsters, absolute criminal, sadist, psychotic, deranged sadists who get up close with women and kiss me. The sadists pretending to be my friend make this hue and cry about sex that Pope Carl contracted on me for. All I did was say okay. And they want to make it out like it's abnormal to make love to a girl who was your girlfriend. After the way they broke my sister's ribs, the way Matt, I don't buy their storyline. They seem to be the people who get women so down and out that they strip at climax 1. That's what these brutal, sadistic child molesters really are. And they sit on high saying, oh, queer ball was um, a user of girls. He used girls. And in their churchliness, they hide their ripper murders of innocent bystanders. They're shooting up a bowling alley full of deaf kids. They're bombing and arsoning this and that, in the name of a stage prop management who they poison the mouth. And they get Queeners people doing like this, like with Nosferatu. You can see the symbolic sign language the Ono and Nosferatu used together as one, with Jeff and Bowie playing the pipes of bronze for the black sisters who are so sassy and cool in Seattle. All the Kith.